What's up, guys? Thank you so much for joining once again. Adam and Rich. If you're coming in for the first time, please make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss out on our content. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. And so today, my voice is not so good because I got some cold, but I decided today I will do something. And I thought about it and I said, let me tell you about my journey in business. I'm actually very passionate about matters to do with business actually, and if there's something that I'm really struggling with is to be convinced to be employed, to go looking for a job. I know most of us believe that you cannot do it unless you're employed. But personally, I am so passionate about business such that my passion for business can even be my entrance to performance when I'm employed. And so I'll share with you my journey in business. So I came to Nairobi after finishing my high school, and so took like 1 or 2 years and then joined campus. And so when I came to Nairobi, the sister that I was living with trained me. She knew how to make these liquid detergents. And so she trained me and said, you can be making some few coins using this business. And so I started. I think that was I believe it was around 2015 after joining campus. So I began making these liquid soaps and just hawking them and going around the car washes and hotels and shops and just personal businesses and trying to sell to people. And that's a business that makes some good money. It makes some good money. The issue is you have to work, you have to have some convincing power. Yeah. And that's what I did for some good time. And then after a while I thought, why don't I just add some clothes, because I'm also passionate about fashion and all that, and the cloth line business. And so I picked I used to go to Gikomba and buy some few pieces of clothes and then begin to hawk them. I would alternate them. Today I would hawk the liquid soaps, and then the following day, tomorrow, I hawk some clothes. And so that was it. And I made a few shillings. The beauty about it is that ukijituma, or when you're just passionate about something, it's not easy to be discouraged by the challenges. Going to campus, I realized the detergent business may not work so much. So I decided, what do? I said, let me just sell clothes. Actually, I would go to Gikomba, and I had a friend who has actually helped me to grow in my business. And so he would take me to the places where you can get the tops and the dress tops and the dresses, because I used to sell dress tops and dresses mostly at a very fair price. And so he would take me there, help me to do the selection for the first days. He helped me to know how to do the selection, and then I would carry. Sometimes actually he was so generous. Sometimes he would actually give me some pieces from his shop, because he has some shops in town. And so I would go to campus, go knocking at the ladies' shop rooms and try selling to them. Some would be receptive, some would be very arrogant, and that's what you expect in business. You don't expect everyone to embrace your business. So, but the beautiful thing is that the amount of profit that I used to make from that cloth business in campus was good. It was super good, because in campus people like flossing. They love showing up. So everyone wants to have the newest dress, especially ladies. They want to have the newest dress. They want to keep on updating their wardrobe. And so I used to make some good sales in campus. And then after a while, so I would do that within the week. When I come for the weekend to my sister's house, I would do the detergent business, and that continued for a while until another sister of mine opened her shop, just a general shop. And so I requested her to just give me some space and hang my few pieces of clothes in her shop. And so We tried for some time, though it didn't really work for long. And then when she closed up her business, then that meant my business also closed down. But I continued selling them at campus. That was around 2016, 2017. So 2019, I cleared my campus. After clearing, I started living alone. I moved from my sister and began to live by myself. And so I thought, what do I now do now that I have finished campus, and what's next? And the business-minded person that I am, I didn't think so much of just getting employed. I loved employment that would give me a lot of flexibility and time to reach out to other potentials that I am convinced that I have within me. And so what did I do? I got some 2,000 shillings. I remember that must have been either from my father, I think 1,000 or something. But I remember there's some cash I got from my father. So after that, I went and bought some few pieces of clothes. And now I had moved from my sister. By that time, we were living in Utawala. And so I moved to a place along Kamulu Road called Kamulu. And so what I used to do, because that time I didn't have a shop, and I didn't, Kamulu is not really, by that time it was not so much grown such that you would do a lot of hawking. And so I used to wait for the evening hours from 4 p.m. I would just station myself along the road with some kagunia and then place the clothes on the kagunia. I've tried to look for that photo. I would have attached it here. And so I used to place the clothes down there and just try to call clients and try to get the passers-by, try to get them buy. Sometimes they would buy, sometimes they wouldn't buy. The reason why I did that from 4 p.m. or in the evening hours is because during the day it's usually very, very hot, and so you can't just stay along the road quite hot. There's not even, and the place was so dusty. So I chose to do it from 4 p.m. because at least the sun is usually not so hot from 4 p.m. And so that I didn't do that for long, for like 1 month or so, and then I decided to take a kibanda in the same town in Kamulu. And so this kibanda, I negotiated with the owner, and the owner said, I'm going to be charging you 1,500 shillings per month. So I said, yeah, this is a good deal. So I would carry the clothes from my house to the kibanda. I would carry them from my house to the kibanda, sell them, and in the evening also pack them and go with them to the house, because the kibanda was an open kibanda. I didn't have a place where I could store them, and I didn't have extra money to pay for the stores or to pay someone to keep them for me. But the house was not so far from the kibanda. So that continued for some while until I think some things are just crazy. I talked to one of my friends, a girl, and she told me that she was looking for a job. And I said, why don't you come to my shop? I'll be giving you a few coins as you help me to do the selling. So I'm now getting someone as an employee, because definitely if you're going to be paying them, that's an employee. So I can't remember whether the amount was 5,000. I think it was around 5,000. So this lady comes to the shop, and now I'm the one who is going to host her, because she's going to feed from her house. She's going to shower from her house. So we were just living together. And so I said, then we can agree. I'll be giving you 5,000 shillings at the end of the month, but you also need to work hard to do the sales. So we continued for a while. I was really not able to do much of able to do this, because the business was not performing so well. That time I had not built up my clientele, or people had not yet known that I was doing this. So I was new in the town. I was trying to do business for the first time in that town, and so I didn't have a huge client base. So the sales were not so good. So that was in September 2019. Yeah, I think that must have been September or August or September. So for like two months, yeah, 2 months, and then around November, that time now I was in a relationship. So my fiance said I would want to support your business. So he said, go get, because he saw how passionate I am about business, and I'm so grateful to God for his support. My husband gives me a lot of support in my business. So he said, go get a shop that is affordable. Then I'm going to help you. I'm going to boost your stock and also help you with paying the rent for the few days as you also get to stabilize. So in March, April, I think, I went, looked for a container shop, and then began the business. Started the business now. So I'm going to attach a photo of that container shop. The customers were coming in. The place was so nice, but the problem with this place was that there were some these lorries that carry the, what do we call them? These building materials. There's a station of building materials. There are guys who sell some building materials just outside the shop. So every time these lorries would come to pack the sand and the blocks and all that, they would block my shop. So customers would not really, from the road, they would not be able to see my shop at that time. So, but the business was good at that point. It was actually beginning to peak. It was peaking so well, but with that distractions of the lorries and all that was happening around them, it was quite not very, very stable. So that happened until 2020. That was 2020, around November. So November, because I was doing my wedding in 2020 December, I decided, because I had to move, of course, after doing the wedding, because my husband was, because of the place where my husband was working, we needed to live somewhere close where he could easily access the office. So I was definitely going to move. And because I was also the person who was attending the shop, I was a shop attendant, I didn't have an employee. Then with all the activities of preparing for a wedding, it was so hard for me to run the business at the same time and also be able to prepare for my wedding. So I closed down the business in November and decided I'm going to think about where to position the business and to start up the business again after the wedding. So that was 2020 November. I closed it down. And so that was it. 2021, that must have been around